Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy Golden Falls, Golden What If, whatever you want to call me. And I'm back with part 2 of What If Deku was the reincarnation of Tanjiro. First off, really sorry about the delay. I've been working on some things. I've been working on this What If, and I wanted to make it as best as possible. I could have rushed it one night. I was basically making the What If, and then I realized that I didn't really like the way I was going about it. So I had to restart this part, and I just basically continued doing it again. That's why it took me so long to actually finish it. The day of me recording this, I'm probably going to post it the same day. So if you're watching this on Premiere, or you're watching this like on Friday the 25th of June, then I will be having a stream tomorrow, Saturday 26th of June, from 1 p.m. PST to Sunday 1 p.m. PST. We're going to be doing a 24-hour stream. Not exactly sure what we're going to be doing yet. We're going to start with like some gaming, but if you guys want to see some what ifs, like if you want to see my process of making a what if, we can do that. We can, and I can start on a what if, or maybe I can get a suggestion from you guys and I'll start a what if from there. And yeah, that's about it. I hope y'all can stop by, and if you're watching this later on, then obviously the stream is, if you're watching this like after Sunday, then the stream is probably already over. So but still, I'll leave my Twitch link in my bio, so make sure to go follow that. I'll appreciate that tons. Or you can also go to my About tab, click on that. And lastly, there's a join button underneath, right on top of my subscribe button, or like right next to my subscribe button, so feel free to join the membership. $5 a month. You don't have to, obviously. I just like preferencing that. Okay, that's about it. And yeah, let's get right into it. Let's go. Aizawa jumps into action and begins to fend off the villains that just came out of a giant portal. Pro Hero 13 tries to get everyone out, but then is stopped by a warp villain by the name of Kurogiri. 13 goes to use her quirk, but before she could, Bakugo and Kirishima jump into attack the villain, but they're sucked into the portal. The Vorp villain then transports everyone to different areas of the USJ, sending Midoriya to an area with water and a boat in the center. He's grabbed by Sue, and she explains that they have to figure out a way to get off the boat. They must not know our quirks then, because they sent you and me to a place with water. I can control the water somewhat below to suck all the villains into a whirlpool. We just need to get them all stuck together. Madetta tells them that he can throw his sticky balls while he continues to cry because of him having so much fear of the villains. Midoriya then sets their plan into action. He jumps off, then uses water breathing, 6th form, whirlpool. Sue grabs Midoriya with her tongue, and Mineta traps all the water villains in the whirlpool using his sticky balls. The group then heads over to where Aizawa has been fighting, looking to see if he needs help. They see him handling his own very well until a monster comes and punches Aizawa into the wall. Midoriya, out of pure instinct, began to jump into action, slicing into the Nomu's arm, but the sword doesn't slice completely through it. Midoriya jumps toward Aizawa and stands in front of him. Mr. Aizawa, are you okay? Midoriya, you can't be fighting. Let me handle this. No, I won't let anyone die here. Please, let me fight with you. Okay, problem child. Let's do it. Midoriya takes a stance and begins to fight the Nomu. Aizawa begins to take away the Nomu's quirks, allowing Midoriya to fight on a relative even playing field with the Nomu. Water breathing, 11th form, dead calm. This is the technique the kid was talking about. It's amazing. Nomu then tries to push forward, but as he moves, his body begins to slowly tear into pieces. Damn it, this isn't enough. But I got an idea, but this is gonna hurt. Midoriya gets into a running-like stance. Thunder breathing, 1st form. Thunderclap and flash. He dashes forward, slicing at the Nomu. The water surrounding the Nomu becomes electrified as Midoriya charges in. In an instant, when he slices through the Nomu, It electrifies the monster constantly while surrounded by the water. Oh, it worked. Thank God. Midoriya then falls to the ground. Ouch, ow, ow, ow. My body hurts bad. I am here. All Might, seeing the Nomu completely stunned from an attack, takes the chance to launch it out of the USJ. What? This can't be happening. Wait, what? This can't be happening. This little twerp helped beat my Nomu? How? He's just an NPC. Kaligiri, we must leave now. This isn't the best time for us to kill the symbol of peace. The warp villain then transports them away, leaving the rest of the villains to fend for themselves, but are cleaned up pretty easily when the heroes arrive. The class then has 2 days off, due to the incident obviously, and Midoriya and Bakugo talk about what happened. So what, you basically beat that big monster, huh? Huh, you damn nerd. Yeah, but like, with help, of course. You combine 2 breathing styles as well. You need to work on that so your body doesn't completely crash again. Midoriya agrees, and for the next 2 days, they train to help him control 2 different breathing styles together. But they don't get too far into training because of, obviously, the limited time. They then go back to school, and Aizawa begins to explain to them the UA Sports Festival is coming up. Tomorrow, as everyone knows, is the UA Sports Festival, where everyone will be able to see your quirks. Be ready to impress, because this will determine how many internship offers you receive. Everyone shakes their heads, and the next day came, and the UA Sports Festival was underway. Class 1A is called out to the stage to a roaring crowd as Bakugo is then called up to the podium as the class rep. All I'm gonna say is I'm gonna win. The crowd in every class begins to boo at the remark as Midoriya kind of just laughs, but he walks off the stage without a care. How did I know you would say something like that? Shut up, nerd. It doesn't matter what these people think. The first event is announced as an obstacle race. Midnight tells everyone to line up, and then is announced the start of the race. Everyone runs, but when they enter this crowded corridor, ice begins to freeze their feet. Midoriya quickly melts the ice that had him stuck and continues on chasing after Bakugo and Todoroki, who are both ahead of him. Using his concentration breathing, it allows for him to pick up his speed far beyond normal, and he slowly was able to catch up as they passed the robots, the ravine, and finally entering the final obstacle. Using his heightened sense of smell, though, he's actually able to locate all the landmines, and he's able to basically just hop around them to run freely, forcing Bakugo and Shoto to respectively use their own methods to pass as quick as possible. They catch up to Midoriya, and they all begin to fight for first place. And as they all stumble across the finish line, Bakugo finishes first, Midoriya second, and Shoto third. All the contestants then finish, and it is announced that first will have 10 million points in the next event, called the Cavalry Battle. Everyone begins to create their teams as Midoriya approaches Bakugo. So, crazy idea. How about just me and you? Make it more fun that way? What do you think? Damn nerd, why you make things more challenging? I mean, it's like a training exercise. Fine, I'm game. All the teams fill, and Bakugo and Midoriya are together for this battle. The fight starts, and they charge, and all these teams, many teams, charge at them, including Shoto's team, Tetsu's, and obviously many more. Right when they charge in, Bakugo begins to explode the ground around them, creating a massive amount of smoke. And as he does this, using his fire elemental breathing, he creates a cloak of flames that surround them, and it pushes the smoke at everyone, creating a massive smoke screen that also begins to burn them as well. Everyone retreats, and Midoriya begins to emit a flaming aura that seems as hot as the sun. Every time a team would even like get close to them, Bakugo's explosions would send them flying, like they were even stronger than before. This is a combo move that they call overheat in which using the heat from Midoriya, it makes Bakugo sweat even more, creating even bigger explosions than before. After the 5 minutes are over, they still hold on to their 10 million points, making them the winners of the cavalry battle. The 1 versus 1 battles are then announced, and Midoriya is matched up with Shinso from the General Studies. Before the match, Midoriya is told that once you respond to a question he asks, he can put you in some sort of trance. The guy begins, and Midoriya lights his sword on fire, seemingly planning something. That guy with the tail was going on about his pride. To me, I think he's just an idiot. No response comes. It must be nice having a blessed quirk like your own, being able to stand out so much. But me, my quirk isn't flashy at all. Say something. What? Don't tell me you have a great quirk and great self-control? Let me guess. Great parents too? Amazing life? Midoriya looks at him and decides to respond anyway, knowing the consequences of doing so. I don't have parents, Shinso. His mind control takes over. But as the mind control starts, it ends. The flame on his sword was placed in a way that would slightly be able to burn his hand, knowing that this may be a way to snap himself out of the mind control. And Midoriya begins to talk. Look, Shinso, my parents are dead, killed by some cruddy villains, but I try to always keep the smile on my face, to stay positive. I would say calling me lucky and blessed and having an amazing life isn't necessarily wrong, but to think it came that way would be very naive. Before you talk again, Shinso, your quirk is very unique. I can see you becoming a great hero. Okay, with that said, Midoriya then just walks off the stage, and President Mike announces that Shinso's the winner? I'm not big on gladiator type one-on-one fights anyways. Good luck, Shinso. Midoriya walks away, and when he gets back to the stands, Bakugo begins to yell at him. Then he stops, knowing that he obviously has a reason for this choice. But the fights then finish, and Bakugo is deemed as the winner of the sports festival. Midoriya congratulates him, and they celebrate that night. Not before Bakugo's parents scold Midoriya, though. Well, mostly his mother, for giving that Shinso kid the win. The next day comes, and Aizawa reveals all the internship offers. It shows that Bakugo and Shoto got the mass majority of them, but Midoriya actually still got 900. Whoa, 900? I thought quitting early would have given me way less than that. Okay, now for the time for the second part of class. We will be choosing your hero names. Since, I suck at this part, Midnight will be helping you. She enters the room and tells everyone to write their names on a whiteboard. It eventually gets to Midoriya, and he decides on the name, the Elemental Breath Hero, Tanjiro. People begin to ask why, and he tells them that it means high-valued second son, and that it pays respect to the people who took him in as a child, and that it just sounds fitting for some reason. The class then is told to make sure to choose their internships very soon. Midoriya begins to go over all his offers that he got, and then sees one that catches his eye. One from a hero he had no clue would even have interest in him. The pro hero sent a car the next day for both him and another student by the name of Shoto Todoroki. The number 2 pro hero, Endeavor, requested for both his son, but also Midoriya. When they arrive, Endeavor makes his intentions clear. You are just here to help my son get over his fire tantrum. That is all. Todoroki sighs in annoyance, and Midoriya can literally smell the hatred in Shoto. I only picked you because I know you wield some sort of fire power yourself. Midoriya explains that he can control most elements, actually, but fire is one of the more powerful ones he has. Endeavor makes them spar for a while, and Midoriya gets to talk to Shoto about why he doesn't use his powers, or his right side. He begins to explain that his father is horrible, and that he refuses to use a power given to him by his father. Wow. When I got my quirk, I thought it was a symbol of what my mom wanted me to be when I grew up, and how so I can just follow my dreams how I see fit. Shoto asks why he's saying everything in past tense, and he tells him that his whole family was killed when he was 4, and Bakugo's family adopted him. The sparring continued, and through that narrative alone, it got Shoto to realize that his power can be used for something far beyond his father, and even himself. That his power could truly be his own. He thanks Midoriya, and as the day proceeded, Endeavor told them that they would be going to Hosu to hunt down the hero killer. When they arrived, the area was in chaos. Everyone squirming and fighting, and Nomus everywhere. They began to help people, but Midoriya smells something. Something with such killing intent that it could possibly be the hero killer. Endeavor, Shoto, I know where the hero killer is. What? What are you talking about, kid? How could you possibly know that? No time to explain. We have to go now. Midoriya begins racing down the streets until he comes across an alleyway. The hero killer stands there, with 2 bodies laying on the ground, both dead. Midoriya kicks him away, looking to see a pro hero dead, but also his classmate, Ida, laying on the ground. Ida, why? How? He wanted revenge. And that isn't very hero-like, if I say so myself. A sword, kid, huh? Let's see who's better with it. They begin to fight, and Midoriya is able to keep up with the speed of Stain using his concentration breathing. Damn it, I have to stall. I can't win at this rate. Water breathing. 11th form. Dead calm. Stain begins to look around to see himself surrounded by water, and in an instant, Midoriya jumps into action. Thunder breathing. 1st form. Thunderclap and flash. He uses this, allowing himself to slow down the hero killer immensely, but he had to restrict the amount of strength he used in this form because of the immense damage it would do to his body. He then shocks the hero killer, stunning him just enough until a huge blast of flames come and hit him, knocking him out. Endeavor finally arrives, finishing the hero killer off, putting him in cuffs and bringing him into police custody. The credit then is decided to go to Endeavor, so that Midoriya wouldn't get in trouble. But then the news of Ida's death was told to Class 1A. Everyone is invited to a funeral for him, and they mourn together at the funeral, realizing that his death, that they must push even harder to become better heroes, to not seek revenge, but to seek for justice, and to seek to help others. After a bit of a break from school, everyone comes back after a couple days. Okay, class. Your final exam is coming up. The written portion is first, so make sure to study. Then there will be a practical as well. The class then studies for a couple days, and Midoriya takes his written final exam, in which he feels he did pretty good on. Then the students are called to the gym, and Aizawa begins to explain what the practical will be about, and that if they want to go to the Forest Lodge, that they must pass the practical. It is announced that it will be 2 students versus 1 teacher. Every team is announced until it got to Midoriya. Bakugo and Midoriya, you 2 will be going against our very own symbol of peace, All Might. All Might comes flying in. I am here! Bakugo and Midoriya smile in excitement and begin to form a plan while waiting for their turn. Alright, what do you think, nerd? Well, I have an idea, but if it goes off the rails, we most likely will lose. So if it all goes bad, you need to be able to blast your way out and make it out the exit. Okay, what do you have in mind? All the fights finish, and now it's time for the last fight. Midoriya and Bakugo begin to head to the exit, knowing that All Might must be waiting for them. Bakugo heads up to the buildings, and when he sees All Might, he begins to blast explosions at All Might, making tons of smoke covering the area, not actually trying to hit All Might himself. Bakugo drops down toward Midoriya and grabs his shoulder. Water breathing, 11th form, dead calm. The smoke clears, and both Bakugo and Midoriya stand in front of All Might. But he seems to be slower. All Might thinks to himself that this technique seemingly is weighing him down. Midoriya begins to heat up the area with his fire breathing, making the water turn to steam. Bakugo charges forward, blasting All Might with explosions. All Might begins to realize that every explosion feels stronger and stronger. About to hit Bakugo away, Midoriya charges in with thunder breathing, first form, slicing at All Might with his sword, electrocuting him. Midoriya down for the count at this point. Bakugo basically blasts in, cuffing All Might. Bakugo and Midoriya pass. Both of them pass out basically from overusage of for one, Midoriya's quirk using 3 different techniques, but also Bakugo's, because just because he was sweating more doesn't mean that using his explosions doesn't wear and tear his body. After some time, and obviously some recovery time, Class 1A hops on a bus and heads over to the Forest Lodge. Before they make it there, they all stop to meet the Wild Pussycats. Aizawa tells them that they will be helping in their training. Midoriya walks over to the edge of the cliff and begins to smell something off one of the Wild Pussycats. You're gonna throw us off this mountain, huh? Everyone looks at him like he's crazy, but he decides for himself to just jump off, landing on the ground. He looks up to see a wave of students come flying into the forest. Well, I guess the training camp starts now. And that is the end of part 2. I almost said part 1. Part 2 of What If Deku Was the Reincarnation of Tanjiro. I hope you enjoyed this part. I usually do. Or, I always do. I enjoy making it. I enjoyed making this part. This was really fun. I felt like it came out pretty good. I hope you guys feel the same way. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and hit that subscribe button. That tells me that you are enjoying this What If and you want to see it continue to the very end. We only got one more part to go, and yeah, that's about it. And again, check the description. Most likely we'll have my Twitch link there. 1 p.m. PST, Saturday to Sunday, 1 p.m. PST, 24-hour stream. Let's get it. If you want to ask me about what ifs, you want to just ask me questions in general, because I know the comment section is not the easiest way of like asking people things, you know. So that'll be the easiest way. You can literally type it in the Twitch chat, and I'll immediately just respond to you. Hopefully I don't miss anything. But if I do miss your comment or your chat, make sure to tell me. Be like, hey, you didn't answer this, blah blah blah. I'm like, oh, and I'll make sure to get it to you. But yeah, it would be amazing if you guys can stop by. Be awesome. But I get it. Schedules are full. But if you can stop by, say hi, that'd be awesome. And yeah, that's about it. And I hope everyone has an amazing day. Later.